Hello and welcome to another hot, humid day in South Florida. I just got done doing a move labor, or sorry, move labor, junk labor, which is something I do offer. So, like, if someone has, let's say they rent a dumpster or a trailer, but they don't want to load it themselves, they can hire me and I'll do it. And then, if they also have a dumpster on site that's allowed for bulk dumping, I'll come by, grab their piece, and bring it down. And how I charge for that is it's a minimum of $90 no matter what. It could be a single piece. Um, if it starts to be a couple of pieces, what I do is I take what I normally would charge to haul it off, and I either do 50 to 75% of that, depending on the complexity of the job. So if it's like a first floor and it's like right across the parking lot, I'll do 50%. But if it's like, you're going down 3 flights of stairs and going across the whole community to go to the dumpster, I'll do 75%. And no matter what, the minimum is $90. So let's say I were to do like a 1/8 price at 159, half of that would be 80. I'll jump it right to 90. But say it would be like a quarter truck worth of stuff, maybe a couple of large pieces. I would do my minimum or my quarter truck load, and then do half of that or 3/4 of that, whatever the case is. But I find that just to be a helpful way to kind of, in one aspect, I can tell people it's like a discounted junk removal, right? So you're saving, 50 to 25% off your bill. Meanwhile, I'm saving the time of having to go to the landfill, the amount of stuff that occupies my truck in the event I have another job lined up, plus the dump fee, which isn't a crazy amount. But in my opinion, if you offset all of those factors, it's worth the 25 to 50% off. And I still am able to, get a job in and market to those people and stuff. So that's my junk labor. That's how I do it. So far, I've done it a few times. It's worked out pretty well. Right now, I'm at the assisted living that called me or emailed me the other day asking if I could bring by a price sheet for them to give to their residents. I have it right here. I've never really made like an official rate card before, but I basically just, have my logo at the top. Let me show you. I have my logo at the top. I don't know if you can read it. Excuse me. A quick little thing at the top just saying, this is how we provide estimates and who to contact. I have the pricing for all my trucks, additional pricing like if it's chemicals or large appliances, packing materials, stuff like that. And then at the bottom I said all residents of so-and-so will receive a 10% discount on all junk removal services. That's something I'm just kind of doing more to just kind of help get myself in there, But at the same time, it's also a senior living facility, and I offer 10% off for seniors anyways. So they don't know that, but I'm actually not really doing any additional discounts there. So that's that. I'm going to go in and talk to the guy. I was going to go buy like 6 or 7 other assisted livings today, but I got a little pushback today and fell behind. The dump, I wish I saved it. I Snapchatted my friend. When you go through the weight scales, that's where the line was. It's never been that far back before. Like, I could not exit the weight scale in the beginning. And that's both scales like merging. It took like an hour and 9 minutes to get through the line. And then I had the trunk empty in like 3 minutes. $10.50 for an hour and a half of time. That's the good thing about Florida, though, is the cheap dump prices. $42 a ton, $10 minimum. They're pretty lenient about doing the construction debris charge, which is $68 a ton. Unless it looks like you have a legitimate full truck of construction stuff, they won't charge you it. So if you have like a dresser, a couple of headboards, and then you have a bunch of wood and stuff, unless they can visibly see like concrete or bags of tile or whatever, they'll just charge you the furniture price. At least at the waste stations I've been to. I keep saying waste stations. Damn moving. The transfer stations, I mean. Sorry. Weight scales is what I meant to say. But that's that. I'm going to go in and talk to this guy who I believe is either the manager or the coordinator, hopefully both. I'm going to give him this little proposal, and then I'll probably go around and just market that to everybody else too. I have a lot of side jobs booked up, which is good because it helps cover my personal income because I'm leaving the moving job Wednesday is my last day, so I have tomorrow and Wednesday for the moving company. That's it. So I was getting a lot of anxiety the last like week and a half, but I have a good amount of side jobs booked up from one Facebook post I did. I posted one thing on the local Boynton group. I was like, hey, I'm owner of a small local business, junk removal business, and I've been a mover for 5 years, and I've left my part-time moving job to focus more on the business. But given the, you know, the fall and everything, I'm looking for some side moving jobs. I have a truck, property equipment, blankets, stuff like that, and I had like 90 people like it, which seemed like a lot for that kind of post. And I had like 6 or 7 people reach out. I had a couple of realtors reach out, which is great. I'm doing a side moving job for a realtor, I think Saturday. And then I have another small job on Sunday. But if I can do a good job with the realtor on Saturday for the move and give her my contact information for the junk removal, that would be a nice connection there. And then I'm doing a couple of sofa deliveries this week. So a lot of small side jobs. And that's something I want to push forward to kind of do here and there, just to kind of help supplement my own income. So I don't have to rely on the business, because it's already going to be tight just trying to get the business to stay neutral with the bills and stuff. Because now I'm having to compensate for myself and the business. So I'm trying to do what I can to not go backwards. If it comes down to it, I'll hop into a moving part-time job again, but closer to home, like I was originally going to do. But I want to at least, do what I can here. I did not get that clean out job. I didn't post that video. I'm sorry. I did a clean out estimate the other day in Jupiter, which is it's like 45 minutes away from me. It's like 30 miles. It would have been a good opportunity to use the trailer for the first time. It was a first floor clean out, stuff all over the floor, not too much furniture, a couple of desks, a large corner desk broken into 4 pieces, some stuff on the back patio like a freezer, and some miscellaneous tool benches, a pretty good size tool platform actually. I'd have to break that up, and then some planters and stuff. I quoted the guy $750 because that's my clean out price, and that includes like 2 hours of labor and standard packing materials and then the load of the truck. And he texted me today and said he found someone cheaper, and I asked him, I was like, if you don't mind me asking, he said $550. I was like, nope, I ain't doing all that for $550. It wasn't like, it wouldn't have been a crazy job. I could get 3 to 4 speed packs, fill them all up, and have each room cleaned out in like 10-15 minutes each. The furniture would actually take up probably 3/4 of a truck though. I would have to pack that a certain way to be able to get all the speed packs, because the closest transfer station where he was at in Jupiter is like a half hour, or not, like 20 minutes away. So I could always go make a run and come back, but I don't know. If it was like 700 or like high sixes, I might have said like, hey, I'll work with you on the price and I can come out this week and do it, but I'm not going to do 200 less. Plus, there's a bunch of chemicals there too, and I charge a flat rate fee for like a tote worth of chemicals, and then I was going to charge for the freezer because it was a good size freezer. I usually charge for large appliances, so it would have been actually probably an additional 90, so it would have been 840, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's that. Oh, they had a couple of interesting things at that clean out though. I'm not super familiar with it, but I've seen it before. The like Nazi like collectibles sell for a lot of money, and I'm assuming this guy is from, I think he had pictures of Vietnam, groups of his military pictures from Vietnam everywhere. But he had a bunch of like Nazi, what do you call it? Little model cars that looked like they were brand new but really old. And I was wondering how much I could sell each one of those for. There was like 5 of those kits. And then he had a bunch of like old time like airplane models and all kinds of little stuff. I probably could have sold a few of those things. But it is what it is. I learned something from the first company I worked with that did moving and junk removal. Everything about that place sucked, but there was a good piece of advice. Was if you go to a place and you quote them, let's say, and you're real firm and like honest, like you're like, hey, this is gonna be like half a truck, and let's just say it's $400, and they're like, ooh, I can't do that, but you don't want to lose the job. You would say, all right, how about 300? And they're like, okay. What that kind of makes you look like is you were overpricing from the beginning. So something that I've kind of learned over time is you could say, well, what's your budget that you would be willing to spend? And let's say they were to say, maybe 300. Okay, well, how about I take all of the big pieces and I'll leave behind some of the smaller stuff that would normally take me time and materials to pack up. And I'll leave that for you that you can handle on yourself. And I'll take all the big stuff and we'll call it 300. So I think that's one way to kind of do it. Oh, this guy also he didn't even tell me about the garage. He said rooms and the patios. This garage was full of stuff too on the ground. That would probably be like 2 or 3 speed packs worth. Like that alone is a quarter a truck. So, but yeah, I think that's a helpful kind of tip to use when you're trying to discount people. I got sunburn. I think that's about it though. I'm gonna go talk to this guy. I have to push off the other assisted living to later in the day or later in the week. I'm gonna do real estate marketing later this week and apartment building either the end of this week or next Monday. But I'm trying to push all my marketing out at once. I'm gonna do, I have stakes for the signs I finally got. I'm gonna put those out probably tonight or tomorrow night. Try to get those in intersections. I don't have the confidence to sit there and zip tie a sign to a pole in the intersection because I know everyone hates them. But now that I have the little signs, I can just go pluck it and like move on. So, but this is it. Let's go see how this goes. I will let you know. Thank you.